Speaking of the life of Emily Dickinson and her famous reclusivity,
Susan.
too much has been made of late of Emily Dickinson's girlhood friendship with her brother's wife, Susan, the daughter of a tavern keeper. But first, let me tell my story.
I had just moved to town with my husband, who had taken a job at the university, and my young daughter, Millicent. Austin and Susan Dickinson were the social center of the village. Even at the first party I attended, I heard whispers about an unusual sister of Mr. Dickinson. They called her the Myth. She never attended these gatherings, even though she lived right next door. I also met Mr. Dickinson's sister, Lavinia, who was having a gay time at the party. Lavinia invited me to come play the piano at the house that she shared with her sister, Emily. I met all the members of the Dickinson family that night, all but one.
I've just been reading an excerpt from the galleys of my upcoming book entitled Scurrilous But True, which details how I assembled the first ever volumes of work by the undiscovered American poet Emily Dickinson. I'm often asked to share my memories of Emily Dickinson, since I was so often at her house, where the spinster recluse never left her bedroom, and I never saw her. I did look on her face but one time, when she was in her coffin. As I gazed upon her lying there, I knew that I had to be the one to publish her first book of poetry, and I did exactly that in 1890, which makes me the first ever editor of Emily Dickinson's work.
Hello. Look what I have for you, children. Like that?
When Emily's sister Lavinia went into Emily's room after Emily had passed, Lavinia opened a trunk. She was surprised to find thousands of poems. She had no idea that Emily had been writing so much. It was quite overwhelming for her, so she brought all the poems to me. Since no one would publish a book of Emily's poems, which was rejected many times, Lavinia had to pay a publisher to publish Emily's poems. It was a vanity publication.
Thank you.
Every publication needs promotion, however, and I was not ashamed. I must go forward sharing my special memories of this special poet who wrote her words in secret and did not show them to a soul.
These are for you. So many. It doesn't rhyme. I know. I like it.
When Emily was a young girl, Emily's house was right next to a cemetery. And she would look out the window and watch the funerals, one after another. I think this partially accounts for her morbid curiosity, or at least her tendency to think about death more than the rest of us. Funerals were her entertainment.
You promised me pages today.
I'm sorry. I didn't finish.
Emily, I rearranged my schedule to meet with you.
I don't have anything.
I want you to show me whatever you have.
All right. Here. This too.
One cup flour,
No,
add milk.
it's on the other side.
My Sue.
That's my letter to you. It's right beneath that at the bottom.
As strange as the thing, I know not. It were as possible for me to say, I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I'm sorry for my cousin. By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me. Do not swear by it and eat it. I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it. That says, I love not you. Will you not eat your word? With no sauce that can be deserved to it. I protest I love thee. Why then, God forgive me. What offense, sweet Beatrice? You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest. I loved you. And do it with all thy heart? I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest. Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Susan, it is your line.
Oh, Kill Claudio. You are quite dashing.
Do you think so, really?
I myself was ready to marry you. But unfortunately, the Ladies' Shakespeare Society must end at a reasonable hour. And the play was over.
We must for next time pick a story where the marriage happens earlier in the play.
Romeo and Juliet, perhaps?
It would be no good if we die in the end.
Would you like it if I played opposite you again? You've said nothing of my performance.
Oh, it was wonderful, it was. So witty and arch. I cannot imagine that it was played better by the original actress.
Thank you.
Except, in Shakespeare's time, the part was played by a man.
By a man?
Yes. All the parts were played by men.
In the love scenes, two men would kiss each other?
Yes. That is not so strange. You and I have kissed.
That is different. I have not kissed you as I would kiss a man.
How would you kiss a man?
I will not show you.
And why not?
I cannot kiss you as I would kiss a man.
I could.
You have not kissed a man, Emily.
Well, perhaps I have.
I do not believe it, or you would have told me so.